it's Gene retired in Mexico, and we ask one chan we're one channel. We ask one question here if you're new, which is, do they write him and sing them like they used to? Now, a lot of people, young and old, they think the old music is better, but I'm not so sure. It's a beautiful day out here. I got some wild hair, and we're doing Wild God. It's always an exciting day when Nick Cave drops new material. The album's not scheduled till August, but this is the lead single. I've done a deep dive into the lyrics, and I'm excited. So I know what the song's about. I don't really know if it's a metaphor, maybe, but we'll check it out. Here it is, brand new Nick Cave.
Once upon a time, a wild god zoomed all through his memory, in which he was entombed. It was rape and pillage in the retirement village, but in his mind he was a man of great virtue and courage. And he flew out the window with his long trailing hair, and the smoke from the bodies went straight up in the air. He was a wild god searching for what all wild gods are searching for, and he flew through the dying city like a prehistoric bird. He went searching for the girl down on a Jubilee Street, but she died in a bedsit in 1993. So he flew to the top of the world and looked around and said, where are my people? Where are my people to bring your spirit down? Searching for a faraway girl who was basically a mirage that nevertheless loomed large. She would hang under the rail as he blew round the room and make love with a kind of efficient gloom. And the people on the ground cried, oh, when does it start? And the wild god says it starts with a heart, with a heart, with a heart, with a heart. And the people on the ground cried, oh, when does it end? And the wild god says, well, it depends, but it mostly never ends. 'Cause I'm a wild god flying and a wild god swimming, and I'm an old sick god dying and crying and singing. Bring your spirit down. Oh, wild gods, baby, wild gods. Yeah, bring your spirit down. Oh, when he's moving to the flames of anarchy, and he's moving to the winds of tyranny, and the sweet, sweet tears of liberty. Yeah.
Okay. A lot to say about this. So, this is one of those things where do you rate it? I always argue that you should rate a song or an album from someone who's a veteran like it's a debut, like it just came out. You shouldn't really measure it against their other material. But I think for this video, it's hard for me not to. I've listened to so much Nick Cave and I'm a big fan that if I rate this compared to his other catalog, um, I found very little surprising or very little that's novel about this song. Yeah, I liked it. It was fine. It was great. But it feels like a little bit of a retread for Nick, like we've been here before and we've gone through this territory. But I normally don't like reviews like that. You should review something on its own merits. So yeah, this is good. So let's talk about it on its own merits. If I'd never heard Nick Cave before, I would think that this was pretty damn interesting lyrically, right? I love that. It was rape and pillage in the retirement village. I mean, there's such humor, but then we're supposed to be kind of moved at the end. I will say that gospel choirs are a bit of a trope. And, like I had a lot of people who didn't understand me. I did a reaction to Olivia Rodrigo, and she'd done a song about vampires, or it was a metaphor about vampires. So I'm like, oh God, one more movie, one more book, one more song about vampires, and people didn't understand me. But I'm making the same. I'm being fair here with Nick. I think the gospel choir it gets used a lot in songs, and then at the end, I think he's competing with the gospel choir. I think the choir is a little high in the mix, and he's talking over the gospel choir, and they feel like they're fighting a little bit there at the end. But there's some beautiful keyboards, beautiful strings, and certainly the lyrics are fantastic. And his vocals are a little different, a little more aged, maybe in a really good way. I heard a little hoarseness or raspiness on a couple inflections. He kind of did that on purpose, I think, and it's great stuff. Yeah, but to rate it against the rest of his catalog, I might rate it a little lower. So I think I'm going to give this a B. I like it, but it just didn't really. It sounded a little bit typical for Nick Cave, like he's already explored this territory. So I don't know. And then there was, sorry, I got a delivery truck out here. You might be able to hear it, but it's such a beautiful day out. Yeah, I'm a huge Nick Cave fan. Hopefully, we'll see what the album's like in August. But yeah, that's my rating. And the song felt just a touch long too. And I can't believe that I'm saying these things about the great Nick Cave, one of my favorite artists. But I've got to be honest, I got to give this a B, which is still a good rating. So anyway, that's where I'm at. If you like what we're doing, hit that like or subscribe button. Um, yeah, nicely. Well, I was going to say nicely produced, but like I say, I think that choir is a little loud at the end, at least in these headphones. So yeah. Oh well. I'd hope to give it an A plus or instant masterpiece, but that's not how I felt. So anyways, we say here in Bonita, Mexico, buen dia.